kind of do like being paranoid and scared and pushing myself out of that comfort zone. Another part of me really hates it. How am I able to handle the emotions and the tightness in my chest and the horrible, horrible feelings that every athlete gets in your stomach when you feel like you're going to die from prior work and affirmations and sheer belief. It is my last season. I have 10 months left in my career, 1 Olympics, 1 main goal.
What are we not seeing at home?
That's a great question. Honestly.
Hi everyone, welcome to the show. Fear is something that we all face, but not everyone chooses to meet it head on over and over again. So many of us allow it to block us from the lives that we dream of living. Well, my guest today is a perfect example of what we can achieve when we create a relationship with fear. He's an Olympic skier, a 3-time X Games gold medalist, and the first half-pipe skier to pull off a perfect season. He's flown down mountains, launched into the unknown, and landed in the moments that most of us can only imagine. What sets him apart isn't just his skill, but it's his mindset. So whether you're an athlete or not, doesn't matter. The lessons he shares on fear, failure, and growth in this episode have the power to transform your life, and I'm so excited for you to hear them. Please welcome Alex Ferreira. All right, Alex Ferreira, welcome to the show. Welcome to my home.
Thank you so much for having me.
You know, a lot of times the guests I have on here are, sort of people in wellness, nutrition. I have athletes from time to time. Well, I was online and I take a big interest in all types of athletes. And I saw you performing in the halfpipe. But I'll be honest with you, and I had seen you before, but it was when I saw you having fun with a character who created Hotdog Hans?
Well, me and Matt Hobbs and the Vital Films production company created Hotdog Hans.
Was it something like you do with your friends as a joke, sort of like, throw down an accent and pretend to be somebody or see something? Or was it a commentary on like ski culture? Like what was it?
It was kind of a perfect storm of events, I would say. I can't remember exactly how it happened, but his other business partner, Kale, came to us and was like, oh, have you seen this guy, Uncle Drew? And it started with Kyrie Irving doing the basketball thing with Pepsi and on YouTube. And we thought, oh, this is great. And somehow it came about that we should put me in an old man suit and we should do the Uncle Drew thing, but ski version of it. And originally, I think we thought, oh, let's just do it for clickbait. We'll get a lot of clickbait and we'll get people to, go to my channel or something like that. And then quickly, within the first 15 minutes of me being in the mask, we realized, oh, this is a full-blown character. I was essentially just acting like my grandfather.
Is he from Boston or Maine? I couldn't quite figure. It was like a hodgepodge.
My grandfather's born and raised in Brooklyn, New York.
Oh, okay.
But he moved to New Jersey, so I just added a little Boston twang on it. And so I just, they call him Inappropriate Bob.
Yeah.
They call him No Filter Bob. Yeah.
Is this your mom? This is your mom's.
This is my mom's dad. Yeah. He's just out of control. He's an 18-year-old living in an 86-year-old body. I swear. He's one of my best friends. He's amazing. But I essentially just tried to be like him. And kind of what added to the perfect storm of events was it was right before COVID. Every Hans that we've filmed has been outside, maybe around certainly March, closer to April. And actually, Matt just kind of reached out to a makeup artist in Denver and said, hey, can you do this? And he said, yes, I can do it this weekend in February. It turns out we did it that weekend in February. And then the next week, all of the resorts closed because of COVID. So we got extremely lucky.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the makeup artist, this guy, Todd Debersini, it so happens to be that he wrote all of the textbooks, the prosthetic textbooks in America. So he's on edition number 4. So it was just a perfect storm of events where we met the right people and we got lucky and we took a little bit of a leap of faith. And we realized after that it happened, COVID came and we were like, we need to make people laugh. This is such a distressing time and there's so much carnage and awful things going on in the world. We need to make people laugh now.
How long does that makeup take?
Originally, when we were doing it, it was taking 3 hours to put on and 1 hour to take off. Now I've done a live cast of my face. So now it takes anywhere from maybe an hour 15 to put on, and about 45 to take off.
I was thinking though, I was like, okay, so let's back up a little bit. Maybe just, you're from Aspen, Colorado. You grew up skiing. Is it my understanding you're maybe going to be more of a mogul skier, and somehow you went to a half pipe with a friend, which, you know, is arguably, if not the most dangerous, certainly one of the top 3 dangerous things you can do in this sport. How old were you?
At that point, I was 10 years old, I believe.
What is it? Because I know a lot of athletes, and people don't understand if they don't have the calling. Like, I don't have a calling to do really death-defying things.
Yeah.
So what is it as a 10-year-old that you think, oh yeah, as a 10-year-old kid and now as a 30-year-old adult professional athlete, what is it that you get? What is it? What's the match? What happens?
It's a great question. A couple of things happened to put me in that position, but all my best friends were in the ski club, which was a huge help. And we just really fed off of each other, and we loved each other, and they're still my best friends to this day. With skiing, it's similar to surfing or any other sport. Just when you're learning and you're growing in that domain, it's the most beautiful thing in the world. You cannot pay for this. You must work through it. And I think that is what draws me the most. It's death-defying, it's scary, but it has pushed me to places in my mind and physically that I never thought I would go. And it's brought me to places like this with you here and all across the world, and met the most wonderful people. So I think that's part of it. Just, I want to see how far it can go.
Mm-hmm. Do you think you like being scared? Do you think you enjoy it?
That's also a great question. And I've heard Joe Rogan talk about this on his podcast, where he says this is it's a little off, but it has relevance in the fact, he goes, I smoke weed because I like the feeling of being paranoid. And there's a part of me that really likes being scared. I could resonate with him in that aspect, because I kind of do like being paranoid and scared and pushing myself out of that comfort zone. Another part of me really hates it. Absolutely hates it. And I tell everyone, one day of competing for me equals out to a month of normal work. If you were to sit behind a desk, if you were to work at McDonald's or anything like that. Because it is such an emotional roller coaster, up, down, in one day, that I never thought was the human experience. And it certainly is.
You talked about in the one day, it could be, for other people's 30-day, we always joke, like, women have a hormone cycle of 30 days and men have a 24-hour cycle, right? So you're saying, hey, compressed into this one day are sort of these ups and downs.
Yeah.
And for other people, they might compress all of those types of intense emotions and spread it out over 30 days. Let's talk about a competition for a second. And even within a competition, a run. Because how many tricks do you do in a run? Is it 4? Is it 6? How many is it?
You're right. On the end of each side, it's 5 typically.
Okay.
Yeah, between 4 and 6, but usually 5.
So let's just, for fun, you're in your first run. And maybe explain to people how the scoring works, how many runs you get, and then based on your score, maybe you can just quickly break that out so people understand what you have to navigate. Yep.
So typically how a World Cup, we compete in platinum level events. Now, most of the tour are within the International Ski Association, FIS. And anytime that you are competing in an FIS event, aka a World Cup or a World Championships or anything like that, the schedule usually falls as so. Day 1 is Monday, you have a day of training, usually a 3-hour session. Day 2, you have another 3-hour session, you usually have a break, day off. The next day will be qualifying on Thursday, and you would do a couple of practice runs, maybe 5 practice runs, and then 2 contest runs.
And everybody has to qualify?
Everyone has to qualify. There are no shortcuts. There is no, he won last year, he can go forward. No. Everyone has to qualify each time. So you qualify and you do 5 runs of practice, 2 runs of qualification. Best run counts. Then from there, they usually take 10 men to finals. And in the finals, you usually have Friday day off, Saturday contest, finals. And with finals, there'll be 10 men, 3 runs each. Best run counts. So it's not an accumulation of scores. It is all in. You have to nail one of these 3.
Does that suit you? Like, everybody has different types of styles and personality. Like, somebody might actually do better if it was sort of like consistency pays versus somebody who's like, they just sort of go for it. And so they might have the chance to get that higher score, but they also, in going for it, it's a bigger risk. Do you think that this system kind of suits your style of doing this, or you've curtailed your style to fit into how the system is?
Curtailed my style to how the system is. I have a couple of people on the tour call me Captain Consistent because I most of the time rarely fall. I will land every single run, the qualifying runs and the finals runs. Even if I didn't do them perfectly, I'll still finish the run because it'll build that neural pathway in the brain, especially when you're doing something new. It doesn't matter if you don't do it perfect. Yes, it is the contest, but that's short-term thinking. We're thinking long-term here. Yeah. So I'll always finish, and I would prefer it if it was about consistency because it would be very, very difficult to beat me then. I'm sure my competitors love that it's just one run wins. And a part of me likes that too because you got to go for it. The nerves are there.
Yeah, that's why I just find it so interesting because you'd have certain people who are like, man, I just have to be really good on this one run and I can do that. But I heard you, I felt like I heard you say out of the corner of my ear, you were talking to Laird about you have a policy of like you're landing it.
Yeah, is that people ask me, oh, do you take a lot of falls or something? And I usually answer, I'm actually in the business of landing.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting. So you're in a sport where even if you've won for years and years and years and gone to the Olympics and been in world championships and all the things that you've done, you still have to earn it every week.
Yeah.
And then within that, I used to joke about having really good warm-ups before I would play, that was sometimes never a good sign, that I almost was, and it's different in, okay, a sport like volleyball, you're not going to get hurt. So, I'm never going to compare them. But my point is do you have times where you're in your practice runs and you're like, oh man, I'm not feeling in my rhythm. Do you have to take all 5 practice runs? Can you sort of say after 3, like, you know what, I think I'm going to, based on how I'm feeling today, I'm going to hold it and just save it for the competition, my 2 runs. Are you allowed to do that?
You are absolutely allowed to do that. And you don't even need, it just roughly happens to be 5 practice runs with the timing. They usually give you 40 minutes or something before the event. So to your question, there have been times where, I'll give you a great example. Before my first X Games win, I was very sick. I had strep throat. I was shoveling my mom's driveway, getting the snow out, and I threw out my back. And I'm telling my coach at the top, I think I need to pull out of this, E. And she goes, well, just do one run. Like, that's why she's the best. Just a strategic master. Just do one run, Alex. I do the one run. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling okay. And then I do the next run and I end up winning the competition, my first X Games. Most beautiful thing. Every little kid's dream is, if you're trying to be a skier, the X Games is our Super Bowl of skiing, right? So to your point, there's been many of times where I've felt like garbage and not wanted to do the practice. And I just had to muster up every ounce of energy that I possibly had and put it into one contest run, even though we have 1 to 3, whatever it is.
So in the run, let's say you do your first trick and you go, it wasn't as good as I wanted. Because I just think there's so many parallels to life.
Absolutely.
Like you meet somebody and you think, I wasn't my best. I didn't have a good first showing. People go for a job interview. They're like, I kind of fumbled it. It was weird. Is there an instant reset? Because everything's happening in seconds.
Right. Milliseconds.
Yes. Do you offload it that quickly and say, next one? Or is there a cue? Is there something? What is the inner narrative and the decision-making going on to be able to do that, to recognize it quickly? That wasn't enough. I need more. How do you do that?
So we call them hits. Hits are tricks. So you have 5 hits in a run and you're asking about the first hit. If it doesn't go well, what do you do? For me, I've had situations where I've had a poor first hit, where I missed the grab, or I didn't go as high as I wanted, or I landed lower than I was expecting. And I've been like, fuck, I cannot believe I just did that. And my coach, Ilana Chase, God bless her heart, she always says finish the run. So no matter if I do well on the first hit or badly, I'm going to finish that run. I don't get as discouraged as some of the other athletes would, because I see it all the time. Oh, you mess up your first hit, run's over. I can respect that. They know.
People bail it, right?
Yeah, they know the run's over. I know the run's over too at the beginning. But there's a huge difference in just skiing away after that and being like, I'm going to go get it on my second run, versus I'm still going to put this run down. I'm going to get a score. It might not be enough to get me into finals or get me on the podium, but I still am proving to myself that I can do it. And that's a big one in our sport. Can you do it? People train really hard. They do these big tricks. They're doing crazy tricks into airbags and foam pits. But when it comes to push to shove, can you do this now when this guy is telling you to go? That is very, very difficult.
What if you've had two killer or one killer run, like you've killed it, your score is super high, and you're, second hit and it doesn't go the way you want, and you could say, well, I already have one really good score.
Yeah.
I have one good enough, I know, to get me either on to the next or even maybe to win this.
Yeah.
How do you not lean on that? How do you say, no, I'm going to finish the run? Where do you, because that's like an emotional decision. Where do you go in your mind to stay the course instead of just also going through the motions?
Absolutely. So this exact scenario happened at World Championships, March 30th of this year. We're in Silvaplana or St. Moritz, Switzerland, and it's a 2-run final. First run I landed, I think I got a score of 92.5. I'm in first place. Second run comes around, I've been bumped down to second place, and there's a few more really heavy hitters coming. Second run, I do the first hit, perfect. I do the second hit and I land really low. Exactly what you're asking. And I'm like, I kind of flailed. I went all over the place, but I landed the trick very solidly. I just landed low and it didn't look perfect for sure. In that moment, I'm thinking, well, do you want to at least try to be world champion? And the answer is obviously yes. So I didn't do it perfectly, but I had never done that run before. I finished it. And now I can sleep on that for the rest of the off season going into the next season. That neural pathway has been built. It was insanely scary and I didn't know if I could do it. It's death defying, but I did it. And now I can sleep a bit easier knowing that I tried and that I finished it and that I've done that run before.
Yes.
Huge advantage going into the next year.
It's so interesting because we look at victory as always first place versus all of the things that make up us being victorious in this sort of whole big story. And when you talk like that, did somebody teach you that?
For sure, Ilana Chase, my coach, definitely taught me just never give up. These are baby steps.
How long has she been your coach?
Since I was 10 years old and I'm 30. So 20 years.
It's so unusual.
Very unusual.
It's unusual that you have a female coach.
It is. I work better with females. Female coach, female physical therapist, female interviewing me now.
So interesting.
Yeah.
How did she, I know you were joking about saying that you did a little gymnastics, when you were 10. And I encourage people to pull up videos to see the stuff that you and other athletes like you are doing in Halfpipe, because it's mind-blowing. Yeah. It's mind-blowing.
I thank you for saying that, because TV doesn't even do it justice.
Yeah, Laird always jokes about when you watch somebody who's really good at something that people don't understand. He used to joke about windsurfing. Like you'd see guys go out and flip on the waves and do stuff. And the guys who would just hit the wave perfect and flip and land and sail out of it, he said the audience would almost feel like, I think I could do that. Where the person who went, they barely made it and then they barely pulled it and it looks death-defying, like they almost crashed 6 times. People think that that's, actually not better, but harder. And he goes, no, the person who makes it look easy, that's obviously the more talented person. So I think about that a lot in a sport like yours, where what are we not seeing at home?
That's a great question. Honestly,
this podcast is brought to you by Maui Nui Venison. I know a lot of you are like me. It's like you're trying to eat cleaner and better, get more protein. That's a hard one. And still actually enjoy what you're eating. And that's why if you haven't tried it, you've got to try Maui Nui Venison. I'm really intentional about what I'm eating, especially when it comes to snacks. I'm particular. I want something high protein. It's got to be nutrient dense, but still clean. And it has to taste really good. So that's why I'm obsessed with Maui Nui Venison snack sticks. They live in places like my gym bag. I've got some in my car and definitely my pantry. I'll grab one right before a workout during a long travel day. That's a really good one. Or even when I'm heading out the door and just need something fast. Each stick has 10 grams of clean protein, but it only has 55 calories. I think it's wild. So that's more protein per calorie than wild salmon or grass-fed beef, hence the wild. And the flavor, it's so good. The peppered one has this perfect savory spice blend. It's sugar-free. This is important. Bold, but so satisfying. The original is a little more mellow with just a hint of sweetness. They're both delicious and nothing artificial. No preservatives, no fillers, just clean, wild harvested meat. And here's the part I really love. Maui Nui is a meat with a mission. These sticks are made from wild access deer that are ethically harvested on the island of Maui through a USDA-approved stress-free process. Every bite helps restore balance to Hawaii's ecosystems. So when you snack on Maui Nui, you're not just fueling your body, you're helping protect the land. Right now, Maui Nui is offering a free 12-pack of their snack sticks, so you can try it, with your first order of $79 or more. All you have to do is just go to mauinuivenison.com/Gabby to grab yours. That's mauinuivenison.com/Gabby for your free venison stick starter pack. You've got to try them. That's mauinuivenison.com/Gabby.
just to start, people think it's, oh, you're skiing on the snow. It's fun. It's soft. That's nice. We're skiing on bulletproof ice. It might as well be ice skating, except for in ice skating, they're going maybe 5 feet off the ground. In our sport, you're going 25, 30 feet off the ground. So one thing, it's hard. It's scary. And then on top of that, you're not seeing the wind. The wind, we're competing on these mountains all over the world. Mountains are not a friendly environment.
Yeah.
They are tumultuous. They are bringing weather. They are crazy.
Yeah, they're alive.
Yeah, they're alive. And it's unexpected of what can happen at any moment.
So there's literally times where you're down inside the half pipe and transitioning, and then you can jump up and the wind is stronger up above the half pipe.
Oh, yeah. Been blown in before and sprained my ankle super badly. I've seen people blow it and blow their knees before.
You mean because they fall in a flat spot?
They've fallen. So the wall here's another thing. The wall of the half pipe is 22 feet high.
Yeah.
So then you're jumping from the top of the wall up 20 feet. So really you're like 42 feet high.
Yeah.
And I've seen people go that big and then get blown by the wind and fall into the middle. So you drop 30, 40 feet to pure ice. This shit is not for the weak-hearted.
Why do you do this? What do you get? Why do you do this? And I know you said, I like feeling scared.
I like feeling scared. I like pushing myself.
Is it the art? Like what is it?
At some point or another, if I'm being super real with you, I've gotten so good at something. And I'm never going to be the best in the world at something like this ever again. Is probably part of the reason. And maybe it is a little bit for the glory. Maybe it is for the money a little bit. Mm-hmm. But it just so happens that I'm doing well and I'm making money at the thing that I originally loved. I still love it too. There's love in it as well. It's just different. It's more job-like. It's more monotonous. It's more business.
Yeah. That part is so interesting when you take the love of mountains and snow and the idea of skiing and flying and freedom and business.
Yeah.
But the danger element, that's the part for me I'm so fascinated by, because I think people don't realize it's not that you're not scared.
Oh yeah.
It's that you've built some kind of relationship with it.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not scared, you have a death wish. I'm worried about you.
Yeah.
Especially in our sport.
But where do you put it? Like, you're going up, you've done your practice runs. Obviously, you have a lot of experience now. Is there a moment where you feel it's like that tightness in your chest and you think, oh man, I'm here we are again. Do you have something in place that you regulate or downregulate your nervous system before you begin? Is there a ritual that you guys have developed? Is there some tool that you have that's really helped you, find a place for that to stay productive?
My friend Burke Ruud, Olympic gold medalist in men's ski big air, we were talking about it, and he said, it's easier for me to believe when I've put in the work. So I think all of the backdating work and some of these things that I use, like the visualization, I'll visualize my run 3 times through in the sauna all week and previous weeks so that I'm not as nervous when the contest comes because I've seen it before. I've visualized where the half pipe's going to be. I've visualized exactly what I'm going to wear.
Is it from your perspective or are you watching yourself?
Changing all the time.
Okay.
Sometimes from my perspective, sometimes from a fan's, sometimes from a judge. Depends. Always trying to shift it so that I'm on my toes and so that I'm most prepared. And so I actually see it from different angles. Another thing is the prior training before, all the trampoline work, this kinesthetic air awareness that I've built over the years, knowing where I am in space, up and down. And then on top of that, rollerblading into foam pits. So not only knowing where I am up and down, but forward and backward propulsion. Mm-hmm. So you're flipping, you're twisting, you know exactly where you are on the trampoline, on rollerblades. And then you get to what's called an airbag, and you can flip and twist off of this plastic that they've made out of a Japanese mushroom so that you can turn on it. It's really highly intuitive plastic. It's unbelievable. And then you jump off of that into an airbag. And this is with your skis, right? So this is the closest thing that you're going to get to what is actually real. Mm. So all of those things, and affirmations, that's a huge one. I'm big in the affirmations.
Before the run, during the run?
All day and all week and all month before. Before, I'll do 10 minutes of saying, I am the 2025 world champion in Silvaplana. I, Alex Ferreira, am the 2026 Olympic gold medalist. That during the day, I am going to land both of my runs perfectly. I'm going to stomp the shit out of both of my runs perfectly. In the start gate, I can do this. I can do this right now. I can do this, just over and over and over again. And I see the other athletes looking at me like, this fucking guy is crazy. Okay, I might be crazy, but you're going to see me on the podium.
Yeah.
And you're going to see me healthy and walking away, which is a very different story from a lot of different people. So how am I able to handle the emotions and the tightness in my chest and the horrible, horrible feelings that every athlete gets in your stomach when you feel like you're going to die? From prior work and affirmations and sheer belief.
Yeah,
I would say.
When you're competing, are you competing against the half pipe and the conditions and you landing your routines? And are you even considering your opponents?
Sometimes.
You are? Because it feels like you have enough to navigate.
Only now that I've been to so many contests and had so many wins and podiums am I able to think about that. But a good example would be, I don't watch any of the competitors' runs.
You don't?
No. What if someone posts a 95 and then you're thinking in the start gate, fuck, I got to do better than a 95? Comparatively to, I didn't see anything. I have to do what I have to do right now. Very different mindset going into runs.
So you don't do, I mean, they have boards and scoreboards,
They have scoreboards. I don't like that aspect at the bottom.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm going to see the scores.
Right. But you don't, going at the top, you don't have to, is there a way not to know?
Oh, yeah. There's areas at the top where you can go walk around in the woods. You can go walk around on some of the ski slope. And I will actually, so someone's in the start gate. They drop.
Yeah. As
soon as they finish, I'll walk over and then I'll see the pipe and I'll visualize my run while watching.
I see.
And I'll think, okay, right side, I'm going to do a switch dub 10 right here. Mm-hmm. No pop on this hit, which means jump off the wall or not. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do a left side double cork 16 mute here. Perfect. Don't pop there. Land on that transition perfectly, carrying a lot of speed into the right side double cork 1080, whatever. And then I'm going through that. So a lot of people when they're at the top or when they're in difficult situations, they'll try and go elsewhere in their mind because it's so intense. And I used to do this as well. I've come up with this system where I will watch not the riders, but in between the riders, I'll visualize my runs while seeing the pipe, and I'll never get too far away from the pipe is what I like to call it. You can never get too far away.
So it doesn't sneak up on you?
Exactly. If you get too far away, if you can't hone in for these 3 hours, it's a problem.
Yeah.
It's a really, really big problem.
It's very fatiguing though, like to be that concentrated.
Yeah.
The amount of energy, like you just said, in one day, what people would experience in 30 days. Do you have gaps though between your practice runs and then is there a way to let yourself off the hook? Because you just can't put your foot on the gas for 3 hours.
Yeah, you're right. There are moments when the other riders are going.
Yeah. I'm
kind of walking around. Sometimes I'll sit and I'll just listen to my music with my head down on full blast.
What music?
Lots of EDM when I'm competing, just because high rev. And, sometimes when it's a really, really intense day, What's Up by 4 Non Blondes. Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA, Dancing in the Dark. Anything when it's really, really scary.
Yeah.
Like an Olympic day, I would put that kind of music on.
So it's not official, but seems to be a very good chance you're going to be in the Olympics next year.
Yes. Yeah.
So we're not going to officially say it, but based on some of the rules and your performances, it's unofficially a really good chance.
Yes.
I can say that, you can't. And, I always love that. Like, it's sort of like a kid's graduating high school or graduating college and everybody's like, so what are you going to do now? Right. And you haven't even gotten there. But of course, everyone's going to start with the dialogue of like, hey, what are you going to do after?
Classic question.
Right. And I'm certainly interested in the pursuit, kind of the next 9-10 months. But at some point at this level, you won't be doing this.
Of course.
But you will probably forever be a skiing athlete.
Definitely.
I would imagine.
Definitely.
And other things. You seem like a person who will do other things.
Yep.
I always am so fascinated by the idea of identity. Okay? Like you're smacking the juice of it right now. Like, oh, you're, that world champion, that X Games champion, the Olympian.
Oh, yeah.
You're da-da-da. What's your relationship with the identity? Do you think it's something you have it in its place? Do you think it'll be something that's tricky to move away from winning, from beating people, from being a champion? Or do you sort of look at it differently?
I think I used to look at it where skiing was me, and that's definitely unhealthy. And now I definitely don't have as much ego, and I don't think I care as much. Once it's all over, said and done, my identity, I'm still going to ski every day. I'm still going to work out every day. I'm still going to sauna every day. I'm going to train like a sicko. I'm going to do everything that I was doing. Just I'm not going to be, cracking skulls, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is fine by me. I've done that I've been competing since I was 10. I've been competing professionally since I was 18. So I've been doing that for 12 years, you know? After skiing, will I still want that drive? Will anything give me the same feeling? Probably not. But I hope, like you said, I'm willing to try new things. I don't surf, but maybe you guys get me out there. I don't know. I don't play volleyball, but maybe I'd play volleyball. I would do anything. I just love sports.
Yeah.
Across the board. Doesn't matter what it is. I love going in the backyard and tossing the football back and forth. I just love it. So I'll find other ways to compete, whether that's on the pickleball court with older ladies and they want the business, I'll give it to them.
You got to watch out for those ladies.
You do. They got good placement. So as far as identity goes.
Because I think something people don't talk about, and I have a lot of friends that have been champions, but lifestyle athletes have one advantage over organized sports, besides being in nature.
True.
They have the advantage that they can go do it.
Yeah.
You can go to the mountain You can go do it. And if you're in the NFL, you're not going to throw together,
That's a great point. I'd never thought of that, actually.
Yeah. So snowboarders, skiers, surfers, mountain bikers, like they get to do their thing forever. So, there'll be a place, but sometimes people don't realize the cost, the physical cost of being an athlete, but then the cost of being also really, really, really good at something. And then saying, okay, that way is done. Something new comes and great and exciting. But if you've never experienced that precision that you experience on a regular basis, those moments of precision, I think sometimes people don't realize that you understand what it's like to then, you don't yet, but to say, okay, well, I'm not going to do that. You have other things to be great at. But it is an interesting thing that you have to almost get a relationship with.
I mean, they say you die twice when you're an athlete. Once the sport is done, and then when you go in the box.
Yeah. But I think if we can, and it feels like you have relationships. I mean, I met your friend that you grew up with, your whole life. I think that people, they don't actually value, or they don't realize the power that having really good relationships based on you as the person, just you, that really gets us through some really interesting times.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I saw people who were the best and treated their friends and family like shit.
Yeah.
And I thought, that's not going to end well for you.
No.
The same people you meet on the way up are the same ones you meet on the way down.
Yeah. So what about your do you have different eating prior to a competition? The thing is almost 6 days long. It's quite long.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Can you sleep in those nights?
I used to not be able to sleep. I sleep a little bit better now just because I've done it so many times, I think. I also sleep on grounding sheets or grounding
I was going to say,
mat.
do you have any tricks to help you sleep?
Yeah, that tea, like herbal tea before bed.
Like a chamomile or something to
Yeah,
relax
usually
you?
a lemon chamomile.
Do you guys get drug tested?
We do.
Okay.
Yeah, you get drug tested. There's a difference between in competition drug testing and out of competition. Right now we're out of competition, so you can essentially do anything except for any intravenous would not be okay.
Okay, yeah, no.
And then inside it would be mostly everything is not okay.
Yeah, right. Inside competition. So do you bring these sheets with you on the road even? Plug them in?
Yeah, I have a little grounding mat and I plug it in.
Do you notice a difference?
Absolutely.
Interesting.
No question. I think I was telling you, I had neck surgery, C4, C5, C5, C6. And originally what happened was I was at this event called Audi 9s and I hit this jump. It was a 100-foot jump.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it was a huge jump, but so well made. It was perfect. I took the same exact speed, but I don't know, the snow changed and I went like 130 feet and I landed sideways, and they call it, when you land sideways and you whiplash over, they call it a mouse trap. I mouse trapped myself very badly. I created a small annular tear in my disc, and for a long time, for about a year, I was going to the doctor and they would give me some cortisone injections, masking the pain. Doesn't do anything. And then finally I came to a point where I needed this surgery because my whole hand was going numb, tingles, just really, it didn't matter if I slept all day or if I trained all day. I felt the same exact pain, and I was thinking, I can't live like this.
Yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by Timeline. I know if you are training consistently, sometimes certain things can sneak up on you. Like you're doing all the right things. You're doing your workouts, you're eating clean, you're showing up, and yet your progress, it just stalls. That's actually what got me first interested in MitoPure gummies from Timeline. Now, I've been taking Timeline for several years, so it was really learning about urolithin A that got me interested in the brand, and now I'm so excited to share they've got an even easier but delicious way to take it. So they're the first ever longevity gummies, and it's powered by urolithin A. So urolithin A is clinically proven to boost your energy at the cellular level, which means more strength, better endurance, and faster recovery, all from the inside out. Because sometimes it's not about just tweaking your workouts or changing your food and your macros. It's really about what's happening under the hood. And as we age, it's normal, our cells naturally make less energy. And that slowdown can show up in things like fatigue, slower recovery,
and plateaus, no matter how hard you train. And this is where Mitopure really comes in. It's the only clinically backed form of urolithin A that's out there. It's been shown to increase muscle strength by up to 12%, and that's after 16 weeks with doing nothing else different, and it genuinely helps your body repair and renew at a deeper level. I've been taking these gummies, and what I've noticed most, my recovery time, it's just way better. My energy's more even, and I feel like I'm getting more out of my workouts. Plus, they taste great. They're really fun. They're clean. They're vegan, gluten-free, non-GMO, and easier than taking a pill. So if you would rather take a gummy, here you go. Just chew and go. So if you're training hard but not feeling results, or you're looking for sustained energy to feel like yourself again, I highly recommend giving these a shot. And right now, Timeline is giving my listeners 20% off to try them. So all you have to do is head to timeline.com/Gabby, timeline.com/Gabby. If you head there, your cells will thank you.
And so I got the surgery, and he said between 4 and 6 weeks, you'll feel a difference. Dr. John Pelosa said that to me. On the day of the 6th week, I definitely felt a difference for sure, but I was still in pain. Mm-hmm. And I was like, fuck, I guess I'm going to have to, this is much better than it was, but
this is my life.
This is my life. I'm going to have to deal with this now. Okay. I can accept this one over the other one.
Were you structurally having any compromises besides the discomfort? Did you feel stable?
No. Total weakness. Total weakness. Could not do what I was normally doing. And I come home one day, and my next door neighbor is this elderly woman. Her name is Carmi. She's wonderful. And I see her standing on the grass in our front lawn. I was like, what are you doing, Carmi? I've never seen her do that before. She's not one to do that. And she goes, I'm grounding. And I said, what is grounding? So she immediately sends me the documentary on YouTube. She gives me a couple books that she had. And I was thinking, I'm in so much pain, I'm willing to try anything.
Isn't it great what pain will drive you to try?
I'll try anything. And so I just started doing this grounding, standing on the ground with my bare feet for 30 minutes a day. And I was doing it before the gym and a little bit after the gym. We have beautiful fields where my gym is. And all of a sudden, 2 months later, no pain. No neck pain at all.
Yeah.
So I've been doing that, and I have not had the neck pain come back. Actually, I'll give you a good example. We went to Sedona, my girlfriend and I, last night or yesterday, and I forgot my grounding mat. I woke up, Gabby, and I was in some serious pain. She notices me kind of walking around a bit more crotchety, and she goes, are you all right, Alex? And I'm like, fuck no, I'm not all right. So the grounding is a huge one.
Yeah.
I would say.
Well, you see Djokovic does that, the tennis player.
Does he?
He goes to Central Park, or like go to, he'll be at the US Open, take his shoes off. And because people don't realize too, the best place to ground is actually the beach.
Yeah, because it's conductivity.
Yeah. But we sort of build up all this static electricity and energy in our bodies, walking around cement, shoes, all these things. So it makes a lot of sense, but it's just funny how we've gotten so far away from things, and that going back to these best practices. So I love too the fact that maybe someone lives in a city or they don't have a chance, at least they can sleep on the sheets during the night.
Because I was thinking, okay, this is great in the summer, but I'm a winter sport athlete. I'm not going outside and stepping on snow.
No.
I'm not Wim Hof.
What about snow? I mean, listen, that's the other thing. Coming from the sport I come from, and even growing up where I grew up, it was like warm, 80 degrees, very little clothing. It's elaborate what you guys are dealing with.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, do you get used to the cold? And
no.
You don't?
No. Everyone says that all the time. Not me.
And the equipment's so good now.
Yeah.
Like the jackets and you can be pretty lightweight and stay pretty warm. Do you have any kind of tricks because I can imagine sitting there getting ready to compete. So you're revved up emotionally, but you don't want your body to get cold. Yeah. Do you have a thing that you do to sort of help your body stay warm and loose?
I'm very, very fortunate, and this is going to sound like I'm plugging them, but I'm not. I'm sponsored by Columbia Sportswear. Yeah. They have 24 different patented technologies for heating the body. The number one complaint of their product is that the product is too warm.
Oh, people get sweaty.
Yes. So I'm blessed because I run cold-blooded. Like, I love the heat. And Columbia has saved my life. They have this technology. It's called Infinity Omni Heat or Hexagon Omni Heat, anything like that, 3D Omni Heat. So I'll wear that and I'll layer properly. Okay. But also, I don't like to wear jackets all the time because it restricts your movement. So I'm wearing those layers that are just hot, which is great.
And is there any that like, those little things that you could, crisp together and put them in your gloves, the little bags that get hot? Do you have anything like that for your gloves or your pockets because it's your hands and feet?
Yeah. Yeah. Some people will do heated socks.
Is that real?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
So you have little batteries, but it's weight. So I don't like the batteries. Some people do heated boots. Again, it's weight. Some people will do heated gloves. That I'm definitely more inclined to. But hand warmers, I don't really use the quick hand warmers that you shake up.
That's for us amateurs.
Yeah, because it's hard to grab your poles and then grab your skis on top of that. Yeah. That just doesn't work.
Yeah. And then are you fully covered your nose, your mouth, and have your goggles on and then your helmet, obviously? Or are you in places sometimes where it's actually not cold enough for that?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're in climates that are not as cold, or it'll be a beautiful day and you get lucky or whatever.
Yeah.
Most of the time it'll be hat, helmet, goggles on top of that, and then a very thin neck gaiter.
Okay.
But sometimes we're going to places, another example, China, we talked about that earlier. It's negative 20 degrees outside. Yeah. And you're expected to do crazy acrobatic maneuvers in the wind, in the cold. And how do you get warm? Run inside. Yeah. Literally take a hot shower before I go skiing, stay inside as much as I possibly can, and then do my run.
Yeah.
Which I don't like either because, it's...
Do you have little routines, like, because there's downtime where you are inside that you'll stretch or do certain things to kind of keep your body ready to roll?
Yeah, sometimes I like to do the quick running, like running in place or running back and forth, side to side. Kind of that is where...
Will you take your boots off?
No, sometimes they have rubber.
Those things are brutal.
They're brutal, especially when it's cold because the plastic gets hard and you can't get your foot in there.
Yeah.
It can be very brutal.
Yeah.
Yes.
So a little shuffling, side shuffle stepping?
Shuffles.
Just to kind of keep you activated?
Yeah, anything activated. My coach, thank God, she wears a heated vest. And sometimes she'll let me put the heated vest on, or she can tell. Like, we both run cold-blooded. That's why we're so close in rapport. So she'll bring the heated vest or anything like that.
What is it about her coaching, her style of coaching, that she's been able to graduate with you from 10 years old to Olympics, World Championships, X Games? How has she... It's very unusual that a coach can take an athlete kind of all the way through. What is it about her experience and the things you've learned from her that you've been able to stay on the journey together?
It's probably a million different things, and that's kind of also the beauty about it. There's not one thing that I can say. She's just special. She's got it. I don't know what it is, but as far as like a structure goes, she came from aerial skiing. So she flipped over herself twice in bulletproof ice conditions. So that's a big one. Like, I trust you. You know what you're talking about. Most of the people up there have never done this shit, and they're telling athletes what to do. And I'm looking over thinking, you're a fucking idiot. Wouldn't talk to you. That's ridiculous. I would never say that. So a big one is trust. She has done this before. She has been in my boots literally before. Another thing is, when I was 10 and we first met, she was already working with the best people in the world. She was working with Jen Hudak, who was an X Games gold medalist. She was working with David Wise, who was an Olympic gold medalist. She was working with Tucker Perkins, world champion. She was working with Tornator Wallace, a young phenom who had won X Games 3 times, 8 X Games medals. Like, she was already in those environments. And then I think her real special factor is that when she's talking to you, I don't know what it is, but it's the perfect amount of push and letting the athlete come to her. So she always lets me come to her and I say, hey, I want to do this, this, and this. And she's like, okay, I will help you bring you to that place. but I think you're going to have to do this, and you're going to have to turn it up a little bit here, and you're going to have to do this. And then a big thing about Ilana, which is probably her strongest asset, is she's just a strategist master. When other people are thinking, oh, I have to do this big trick right now to win, I'm going to do it, and then they fall. And E would be like, I think, and we've finished each other's sentences before coming up. I would be like, I think I'm going to do a 7 instead of a 10. She goes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Back it down a little bit. And then I'd back it down and I'd end up on the podium or I'd win. Something like that. It was just real watching the rest of the field so that I didn't have to watch the field. And then pushing when needed to be pushed, I guess.
Yeah, but it's not just the go-to gear.
No.
Yeah.
Far from it, I would say.
What is it when you have practice? What part of practice is the thing that you kind of dread? Like a part of your practice? Is it like, weightlifting, or, you were talking about rollerblading is there a thing in your practice, in your repertoire that you're just like, oh, geez, I got to get through this?
Yeah. Our sport is very high impact.
Yeah.
So a lot of days I'll wake up, even with the grounding and the sauna and the cold plunge and everything that I do to recover, you're just sore. You're so sore. And I'm like brutally sore that to move an inch takes every amount of energy that I have in my body. So I really don't like that. And then rollerblading, you jump into a foam pit, right? To climb out of the foam pit is a real bitch. It's hard work.
Yeah.
You're stepping on wheels on foam. Yeah. And they got to throw you a rope and you got to pull your whole body weight up to the rope so that you swing to the edge. For one jump. And then you hike back upstairs to do it all again. So that part is, I'd say those two things hurt me. They're hard.
You were talking to Laird earlier, and I think he shared with you, he just had his second hip replaced, and it's interesting to watch because this is somebody who's still rolling. Yeah. And so if I'm sore, I can work around it. I don't have to show up that way. Yeah. And I feel for him because it's like having this, you got to lean on your confidence in your physical self to do the thing you need to do. And obviously you do it long enough, you kind of develop a relationship with it. But I watch it and I think, oof. It seems really tough. Is it now you've done this so many times that you just go, I'm going to figure out how to unwind myself and get to be where I'm okay, and then I can get it all done? Do you have that always now?
Sometimes.
Or is it just, it's just tough every step, and then, slowly but surely you get out of it?
It's a bit of both.
Yeah.
Now I'd say where I'm coming from is it is my last season. I have 10 months left in my career, 1 Olympics, 1 main goal. That's what gets me going. Like, you can finish strong at the very least.
Why does it have to be the last? Just curious. Is it the last because that's what you want?
Yep. That's what I want. It's time.
Do you feel that in your, I mentioned your nervous system. They talk a lot in life about decision fatigue. We only have so many good choices every day.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's the problem with the cell phone. It's forcing us to make too many decisions, even small, dumb ones that I think tap us out.
What are you going to wear? Black or white? It's a pain in the ass.
Right. Just keep it simple. Are you at a place where you can feel that you're at the threshold of this type of living? Like, okay, the training, the traveling, the competing, do you feel that in your instinct, in your spirit? Is that how you know, hey, this is the last year for me, the last one? Where does that come from? Is that the world saying, hey, you've been at this a while and you're da-da-da? Or is it, hey, I have these other things I want to do in my life and things take time to pursue, so I want to start? Or inside, or you go, no, I think I might be, once I'm done with this last goal, I'm good.
I genuinely believe it's coming from inside, and it's coming from a place of, I don't want to feel the contest nerves. or force myself to do things that I really don't want to do. Because there are days when the wind is 15, 20 miles an hour and it is bulletproof ice and it's cold as fuck and you gotta lock in. And I'm ready for those days to be over.
Yeah.
And that's how I know that I'm done, because I know that the younger guys are still getting it on those days and they can have it. As soon as I win the Olympics, they can have it.
They can do it. Yeah.
But,
I've seen some stuff on you where you talk about little kids.
Yeah.
You know, this connection that you have, and when they, you know, they obviously, especially if they love your sport, you're, you know, the guy. Do you ever think about that? Like, it's funny, you think about was there a point, you know, 13, 14, 15, you're getting pretty good at something where you feel the difference of that feeling now, where you're like, yeah, I do. I feel differently about this.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do feel differently about it. I feel there's still just as much love. It's just there's other things to do. I feel myself being pulled in different directions.
I think it's okay to say, hey, I did that.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's okay.
No
I think
regrets.
it's okay. So talk to me all about the training, because to watch you, how long is a run typically?
30 seconds.
Okay.
But I'm curious, before you go on, how did you know?
I'm a little different.
This podcast has been brought to you by Laird Superfood. I know it's not fair. Laird Superfood was started in my kitchen, so yes, I'm excited to share it with you. It was started about 10 years ago. Not only does my entire family consume it, but Laird and I work on every product. What goes in the bag, the testing, we have really strict guardrails, but forget all that. It is so delicious. We've got coffees, Peruvian high altitude, low acidic coffees. We've got delicious creamers, bars, greens. But the thing I want to share with you today is our instant category. Now, a lot of times people think, oh, instant. Believe me, not only do we not sacrifice on ingredients, but it is so delicious and so convenient. So let's say you're on the go. Maybe you're working in an office or traveling on an airplane or maybe heading to college. I love our instant category so much because all you have to do is add hot water. If you like to ice your stuff, you can easily do that too, but it's so easy to use. It has high level coffee ingredients. With our creamers, we've got instant latte, instant mocha, our latest instant vanilla latte. It is so delicious. I'm not a real vanilla girl, but I love this instant vanilla latte. Why? First of all, we use real vanilla, no natural flavors, no artificial flavors, no weird ingredients. Just incredible ingredients, MCT oils, so really nice for your energy, that sustained energy. You don't crash and kind of get like caffeine up and jittery down. Just a nice, smooth delivery. And again, it's so simple to use. All you do is add hot water wherever you are. So if you've never checked out Laird Superfood, by all means, see what product suits your lifestyle the best. But I want to tell you, I love our instant products. And actually, pretty soon, in about 2 weeks, we're even going to have our instant pumpkin latte for those of you who like that little spicy bit. And if you're not a coffee drinker, I even have instant matcha, really, really trendy, and instant chai. And if you want to, head to lairdsuperfood.com. And if you put in the code GABBY20, so it's LAIRDSUPERFOOD.com. And don't forget to use the code GABBY, GABBY 20 at checkout for 20% off your entire order. I promise you will find something that not only you love, but will make your life just a little tastier, easier, and more energized.
I'm a little different in this way. So I sort of was raised more on my own and needing to take care of myself. And so when I went to college to play ball, I was on a scholarship. And then I was 17 when I went to college. And then at 18 in the summer, because it was legal holiday, I was in the old NCAA rules where you couldn't work and be on scholarship. So I started working in fashion, and then I started making money. But I loved volleyball, and it was who I was, right? And I loved working hard for something that always felt good, like you were talking about. And then when I finished playing ball, I actually gave up my scholarship. I paid to play my last 2 years. Then when I turned professional, beach volleyball is a very small sport. And this is more shrewd And I would say I was more like that, where I was like, yes, this is good, and I'm going to work harder than anybody, but I know I know how limiting this is. So I was always doing other things because I understood my sport wasn't going to actually be able to support my independence.
Okay.
So when it was time for me is when my knees started hurting and I wasn't going to feel as comfortable in my body, that I wasn't going to be able to do it the way I needed to do it. And I thought, you better get out while you have time to do other things, because everything takes years, right? Like, we've built businesses, we've built other things. It all takes a lot longer than you think. Doesn't mean it's impossible. It just takes time.
Yeah.
And I also understood sometimes if you could do it on your own, in your own way, that would be a lot easier than finally you just couldn't play anymore and you couldn't do it. And you actually weren't able to. So I think I left, I had a very different thing, but living, like, for example, I live with an athlete who the love for what they do is very, very different. For me, I loved volleyball, but it was my way to get out of the reality I was in and build a life, and also get some skills, right? Be disciplined, learn how to work hard, create systems, learn how to fail, allow myself to win, work with other people. It was different. Certain people, and I do find it more lifestyle, but certainly other ball and stick sports, it's a deep love. I kind of fell into all of it and I loved it, but it was never who I was.
Interesting.
And even Laird will say, I'm Laird, and one of the things I do is surf. And I have said I have never seen someone who is more committed to their sport than this person, who will do it if someone's watching or not watching. Right. He loves to be in the ocean. He loves to be riding a wave. But even that, it's for his own reasons, and he's doing it when he wants. Nobody's telling him what to do. So that's also the difference. And that's what I was just saying, is I was making sure it's not because sometimes I see athletes that are a lot younger than I am, and I want to remind them that they're young.
Yeah.
Like, I want to remind you, like, hey, listen, I know you're competing against 16-year-old guys, and you start doing math and you go, when I was competing, they were in second grade. You know, all that bullshit gets on us.
Yeah.
And that's my hope for all athletes, is that that's not how they're making decisions, that they're making the decisions based on it's what they want.
Right.
I'm curious though, like, when you hang it on, so you have 9-10 months to say, okay, this one thing right here, how's that risk? With all the winning that you've done.
Yeah. The risk is high.
Yeah. What does that do to you?
It definitely makes me think. Is this healthy?
Yeah.
Is it too much pressure? Is it exactly where I'm supposed to be? Is it my calling? I don't know.
But let's take that aside. Okay, let's just take the body of work right now.
Yeah.
You're a success. It's successful. It has been successall.
You
have been successsul.
It has been.
Okay, so that's what I'm asking too, is are you going to be able to do all that? Whatever that works out at the end, will all that be okay regardless? Or is it like, if it's not number one, if it's not the gold, then?
I've been asking myself this question quite a lot, and I'd like to think yes. I think it will be. I got much more than what I thought I was going to get. It's not about getting. I went further than I thought I was going to go. And I went further than a lot of people who were right next to me went. And I see the regret in their eyes. And they wish they would have pushed a little bit harder. And me, I pushed hard. I may have gotten a lot of success and a lot of things at the very end.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm okay with, if it is normalcy after this life for me, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the success. It was great. It was a great ride.
Yeah. Because I think sometimes, stories have chapters and pages, and they don't determine the whole body of the story. And a lot of times with athletes, they do end up hanging it. Okay, this is my last Super Bowl. This is my last Olympics. This is my last World Championships. This is my last X Games, whatever it is. But it's not always a really reflection of the story.
You're right.
Can you liberate yourself? Can you be free for these next 9 months in your training? Like, how are you going to approach it within yourself? Which part of you is going to serve trying to achieve this goal? Which part of yourself is going to be the appropriate Alex that you need to tap into?
The grateful one. I'm just grateful to show up today, and I'm going to enjoy every day. I'm going to enjoy these last 10 months the most I possibly can.
Yeah. I want to talk about food and nutrition.
Yeah.
Is there an off season? If so, what's the goal of the off season? I would imagine you guys are lean and light. Do you try to put on a little weight because you do have to be explosive? Do you change your food and your eating? Show me what a cycle looks like for you if it's strategic.
Yeah. So during an off season, this is my mini off season, and I'm eating whatever.
Yeah.
I have a terrible sweet tooth. I love sour candy.
You do?
And I crush sour candy right now because they're usually during the season I won't eat it, or maybe if I do eat it, it's on a Friday evening after 5 and between 8. So it's like you get it for 3 hours once a week. And so, yeah, lots of very unhealthy right now, I would say. But the body, I need that. I do really well when I just abandon structure for a little bit. It's good for me because then when I come back to structure, I get excited and I'm like, oh, I feel good again. This is nice. So right now my diet is terrible. Usually during the season, it is much better. Every day is pretty structured. Monday through Friday for breakfast, I'll have oatmeal, goji berries, cacao nips, cashew butter, and honey, and a ginger turmeric tea with honey as well. No caffeine whatsoever in my diet. If it's a really good day, or if I've been on the podium or I've won an event, I will have a Coca-Cola. Lunch is kind of closer to maybe like a burrito or something, just to keep the engine going.
Bit of fuel, yeah.
Yeah, and then at night, it's usually like my mom's a wonderful cook, and I still kind of live with her, which is awesome. So she makes all different sorts of things. Stir fry, she'll make a chicken and then a green beans and a mashed potatoes. Very healthy, just normalized 3-piece meal, I would say.
Do you get any work done on like your poor body that's getting, it's in the cold and getting a lot of impact? Yeah,
I'm definitely a recovery master, I would say.
Really?
Every day, either sauna or steam. Usually a 10 to 20 minute hot tub. I'll see a chiropractor, my man, Dr. Dave, twice a week usually. And I get 1 massage a month, but it's looking closer like it's 2 massages a month.
Yeah.
And
which isn't that much, by the way.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not enough, actually. So yeah, I'm very grateful to be sponsored by the Ritz-Carlton, and they'll help me out with that, which is amazing. They're so wonderful over there.
It's very adult of you. It's good. No, it's good.
It is good. It is really good. I don't drink.
But I'm saying Ritz-Carlton. It's like, the 18-year-old didn't need the Ritz-Carlton. The 30-year-old you, it's nice.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is.
And what about supplements? I mean, you said creatine and some protein powder and some amino. Do you have any? Because I'm just wondering if in the cold, if you're, when they talk about, certain energy, like Chinese medicine, for example, on how to keep your heat up, or, your qi and things like that. Do you have anything else that you take that just helps you? Because people don't realize to thermoregulate in the cold is no joke.
Yeah.
To keep yourself just warm in the conditions you guys are in is no joke.
No, it's not. Yeah. It's hard.
Brutal.
Yeah, it is brutal. As far as supplements go, I'll do a half a scoop of amino acids, and then I'll do the protein shake with 3 scoops of protein, peanut butter powder, creatine. And then if there's any sort of under the weather going on, vitamin C, some magnesium for sleep, especially when traveling. And then sometimes teaspoons of fish oil in the tea.
Teaspoons?
Yeah, I think it's teaspoons.
Wow.
Maybe tablespoons, whichever one's smaller.
No, but it doesn't matter. You don't want to just take the pill? A couple fish burps there.
I don't know. Oh, no, it's MCT oil. That's what it is. Excuse me.
Coconut.
It's not fish oil. It's
I was
MCT
like,
oil.
whoa, you must be fun to kiss after that. So your parents,
Yeah.
did they push you?
Never.
I feel like you have an athletic family,
I do.
an active family.
Yep. My dad was a professional soccer player in Argentina. He
Yep.
played for River Plate for a little while. And then my mom has run 10 marathons. She was on track and field team. She loved that stuff.
Yeah.
Not as coordinated as my dad, but still loves to move and still loves to move. She's a great skier. And, so yeah, my dad comes from Argentina. My mom comes from New Jersey. And they met and they...
What unusual, different
very
cultures.
Very, very unique. Yeah, my dad, so I'll tell you a story. My dad was playing for the New York Cosmos, and he was something had happened, but he got close with the team doctor, this guy named Eddie Decter, and he offered my dad, do you want to go skiing in Vail? My dad said, I've never seen snow before. I'd love to go. So he takes him out to Vail. And at the same time, my mom's best friend, this woman, Lisa Malouf, her family owned...
The Maloufs?
Yeah, the Maloufs, exactly. They owned a timeshare unit.
They own mountains?
Yeah.
Just kidding.
No, they owned a timeshare unit, so they
yeah.
would go for ski vacations. And my mom went out there, and my dad and mom, apparently, as the story goes, they kind of collided into each other on the ski resort. They met, they went to dinner that night, they went to Aspen the next day, and they never left. So they got me started. I was a quiet kid, definitely really reserved and hesitant. But when it came to sports and movement, they could not sit me down.
Yeah.
And I just loved it. So they put me in as many sports as they possibly could. And then I met my best friends in skiing, like Mikey.
Yeah.
And we just hit it off. All of us just loved each other. So...
How do you navigate having a relationship like your girlfriend when you're on the road 6 months a year or quite a bit and you're having to be uber focused? What have you learned? What are the tricks that you have that help at least make that work?
It's really hard.
This podcast is brought to you by Fatty 15. I've personally been taking Fatty 15 for a few years now. And if you're a regular listener to this show, you might get the sense that I care about how I feel now, but certainly as I age. I want to stay strong and sharp and have the energy to do the things I love and need to do. But the truth is, and I think it's normal, I have noticed changes, slower recovery, some joint stiffness, maybe sleep that's not as deep as I really need. And like so many of you, I've tried a lot of wellness products over the years. So I'm really excited, and that's actually why I've been taking it, to share with you about a product that really stands out. It's called Fatty 15. It isn't a trend. It's backed by real science. Fatty 15 is powered by something called C15. And C15 is the first essential fatty acid discovered in over 90 years. C15 helps our cells stay strong and resilient, slowing aging from the inside out. It's vegan friendly, free of flavors, fillers, allergens, and even preservatives. And 72% of Fatty 15 customers report seeing or feeling benefits within 16 weeks, including improved metabolic, liver, and heart health, smoother functioning joints, deeper sleep, or healthier hair, skin, and nails. Something else I really appreciate about Fatty 15 is it comes in a reusable glass bamboo jar, and refills are shipped right to your door. Fatty 15, they are on a mission to optimize your C15 levels to help you live healthier and longer. You can get an additional 15% off their 90-day subscription starter kit by going to fatty15.com/Gabby and using the code Gabby at checkout. That's fatty15.com/Gabby. And remember to use the code Gabby at checkout, GABBY. That's fatty15.com/Gabby, FATTY15.com/Gabby.
Bottom line, super, super difficult. Because for me, I'm like everyone has their different love language. I like to be with my person, touching you in I just like
proximity.
Proximity, yeah. Exactly. I love proximity. So that part is very difficult. I would say, and I'm still learning this, but the probably the best thing is I should call more and not text. I should definitely call her more. I think she wants that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to just do that.
Yeah.
It's really difficult with time zones, though. Mm-hmm. That's the hardest
part. Well, it
part.
depends, their day's starting, your day's finishing.
Exactly.
You're winding down, they're winding up, or vice versa.
Yeah.
So
And that can really throw off the energy. That can make you question or think.
Oh, yeah.
Especially because you can't read emotion over text.
No, text has to go.
I agree.
No, I mean, unless it's like, see you at 8:30, here's the address.
Yeah.
Not for real communication.
Yeah.
Text should just be like, green, blue? Okay, yeah, I want the blue one. Great.
How do you and Laird do it? How long do you go without seeing each other?
Oh, no, we've always had that rule, 2 weeks. But our lives, see, his sport was winter, mine was summer. So we used to live in Hawaii in the winter and live here in the summer. And occasionally one of us has to travel a few days here and there. We've been together a lot.
Yeah.
That's good. That's why this house is big. Let me tell you, I hide in this office all the time.
You have a nice sanctuary.
Do you see how intense that guy is? It's all the time.
He's coming at you.
All the time.
Yes.
About anything. I love it though, because what you learn in life too is people always go, why couldn't you just be a little more? It's not that. We're one way or we're the other. This idea of like the middle, nobody's in the middle.
No.
So pick the thing you want. I don't want someone who's like, oh, whatever. I love that when I go outside the door, it's like, boom, there he is. I'm like, I know how he feels. If I was with someone like myself, I'd go crazy, like steady. So I think but yeah, no, there's a lot, it's being independent and having your lives merge in the ways, and every relationship is different. Right? It's people working out how it works for them. I have friends who they're very independent of each other.
Yeah.
Laird and I just had it different. I want to go.
I like your guys' love, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
I very much so want that.
There's a lot of, I think a lot of respect. And if I can be honest, and I've talked about this quite a few times, sort of a mutual, it's just like we're almost a little afraid of each other a little bit. Like, I have a deep respect for, and it's not like, okay, I mean afraid, like, oh no, I mean reverence, where I just have a lot of respect for him. I personally would like to be my best, not only for myself, but Laird, I see him trying to really show up, that there's a part of me that I'm like, I would like Laird to respect me through my actions.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, it's more, I think it's tiring in a different way to be in that kind of relationship, because you're kind of always on your toes. But it's like training and eating well. It sort of never ends.
Exactly.
So I think we're used to it. I want to talk again about Hotdog Hans, because I sort of thought, okay, does this give you, because you're very polite, and but I was like, does he give you permission to either be another side of yourself, this character? Because I'm fascinated that you did this character, and I appreciate making people laugh, but I think I'm more interested in it because of, in contrast to how you are.
Yeah. I always like to say I can finally be myself. There's a little bit of truth to every joke, but yeah, honestly, I feel that I live especially now, like I live such a clean, healthy, good, positive lifestyle. And I used to not. And now I can let it out via training, but I don't let it out via partying anymore. So I can let it out via Hans instead of partying now. And it's finally, you can say whatever you want. Who's going to say anything to me? I'm 80 years old. And there's a lot of beauty in that. It feels good. Do we find the line? Do we cross the line? Absolutely. Do we then learn from it? Yeah, absolutely. But it's so refreshing and nice because Matt's in my ear when I'm Hans. So we're Hans together, really.
Okay.
And
so what you're saying is Matt's getting it out too, but you're the sacrificial lamb.
That checks out. But Matt will say something that's just extremely vulgar and definitely crosses the line, and I'll say it.
Do you get scared before you're going to say it?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I'll say it and it'll come out and people don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. And sometimes they'll say some really harsh things back.
I was going to ask.
Because they don't know I'm joking and they don't know I'm old sometimes.
Really?
Sometimes, yeah.
People don't know. They think this is a real person, right?
I would say 75% of people know, 25% don't know now.
Okay. Because
Hans has become so popular, you'd be surprised. Hans is on the ski hill and hundreds of people are coming up asking for autographs and photos, whether they're grandmothers, grandkids, or parents.
to Hotdog Hans.
It's insane. It's crazy. He is a celebrity for sure. So yeah, some people know and some people don't know. And some people know and they want to be a part of the ploy.
Yeah.
Which is great too.
Even better, yeah.
Yeah, and they'll play along or they'll say some outlandish things.
To get you going?
To get me going. And then once he hears it,
yeah,
because Matt's the fastest, wittiest person I know, you're done. You're going to get roasted. And then with my accent, you're going to get crushed.
Yeah, oh, geez, the accent just drives it all the way home.
Yeah, what's up, George? You want a piece of the heat? Yeah, so we just get in there together and we rough them up.
Is there a commentary on ski? Because again, I grew up very simply from the Caribbean, right? So the few times I've been on a mountain, in ways, sometimes there's mountain culture. And I don't mean outdoorsmen and like true blue.
Yeah.
I mean ski
bum.
Yeah, ski bum is fine. But, ski lodge, all of that whole other part of ski and snowboard culture is at times there can be a hoity-toityness to it. So is Hans also having a little fun? Because this is part of your world.
Yeah.
And luckily, I mean, you're so good that you transcend all that. That's what happens when you're really good at something. It doesn't matter where you are. People will bow down to you because you're that good. But does Hans have a little fun on commentary on kind of like, these are the rules? It's like, oh, these are the rules.
Yeah. No, we love the upper echelon content. They're our bread and butter for sure, part of it. Because they especially most of the time don't know.
Yeah, of course.
They're like, oh, I'm vacationing in Aspen. I'm going skiing in Aspen. And then they see this old guy coming across and like, that's not what your mother said last night. And they just are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, this is, we're wintering in Aspen.
Exactly. Yeah. So I think definitely we love that. But also that's part of Hans now, I've realized. Hans is the voice of the ski bum because all of these mountain towns have been so exposed and extrapolated of their original culture that we give that back to the people a little bit.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a weird thing that I never thought would be happening, but I embrace it. I like that aspect. I'm like, yeah, Hans is a ski bum and everyone deserves who wants to go skiing can ski.
That's it. And that's what I mean. Like it's taken it out of the elite because Hans rips. So rip is still the number one. It's like I always love at a golf course when the caddy can outdrive everybody by 50 yards.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like these guys all pay for everything and everything. It's like, yeah, but you can't buy that.
Exactly.
Right. And I just always appreciated that. So you have been injured. You talked earlier about your neck and you've had some pretty scary accidents.
Yeah.
And in one situation, and by the way, I'm a person who, like, if I watch football or something happens, I can't watch somebody get hurt.
Same. I don't like it either.
In the slow-mo, and I'm like, why are they doing this in slow-mo?
I hate it.
Can't stand it. I just can't watch it. But after you had a really, something that could have shook you in your constitution, your beliefs, not only your physical self, you ended up having basically the best year. Am I right?
Yeah. Last season was the best year anyone's ever had.
Right. So did you make a decision? Was it a reaction? Where did that come from?
It came from being an idiot, and I'll explain. It was our 10-year high school reunion. So all of my really best friends were coming back into town. We're all drinking at the bar. We're having a great time. I had just bought an e-bike, and this girl that I went to high school with, completely platonic friendship relationship, but we were just having a great time. We hadn't seen each other in like 5 years. And I was like, oh my God, it's so good to see you. And she said something along the lines of, hey, let's go to the next bar because everyone's going there. I said, great. I just bought this e-bike. Do you want an e-bike over there? She goes, yeah, that sounds super fun.
Nobody wears helmets with e-bikes.
No one wears helmets, especially not after midnight. And something happened. The handlebars twisted. We both go down. I look over and she's face down on the ground, not moving. I quickly then get up, kind of touching her, hey, are you okay? And she says, yes, I'm okay. And my heart was so thankful that she was okay. I walked her to the next bar, and then I kind of went to the bathroom and said, hey, I'll be back out in a second. And then I just walked straight out. I couldn't lift my arm, and I thought for sure I'd torn my rotator cuff. So I proceeded to bike to the emergency room, and they gave me the x-rays. Nothing was broken, which is almost like, oh, I wish it was broken.
Yeah.
I'd rather it be a bone than a tendon.
So
And this was on Friday night at like 1 a.m. Mm-hmm. So I had to wait until Monday to get an MRI. Actually, I woke up the next morning, and I woke up in a panic. You know, when you're super drunk and you need water really badly. I woke up, I was so dry, and I leaned forward and I go, oh, whoa, what happened? I was actually so drunk that I forgot what had happened. And then I couldn't get an MRI until Monday. I get the MRI on Monday, but they didn't give me the results until like Wednesday or Thursday. So this whole time I'm thinking I tore my rotator cuff, and what a stupid way to end my season before it's even begun. I was so pissed at myself. My dad comes in my room. He's just, what were you thinking? Just clearly I wasn't thinking, and I don't need that right now. But my mom too, she just, that was pretty dumb, Alex. And it was really dumb. And they called me with the results from the MRI, and he says, hey, you did not tear your rotator cuff. You do have a grade 2 AC joint separation in your shoulder. Grade 2 means that you will not need surgery. And from that moment forward, I was like, okay, I'm not drinking. I'm not smoking. I'm not doing anything. I'm going to eat, sleep, breathe, and train. And that's all I'm going to do. And that happened August 5th, two Augusts ago. And I just trained every single day.
Why do we forget?
I don't know.
But I mean, do you know what I mean? Like, it's human nature, right? Even the bad stuff. But sometimes I feel like we're in a miracle of sorts, and then somehow we get used to the miracle.
Yeah.
And we forget, and we stop taking care of the miracle. And I often wonder.
I was forgetting a lot of stuff at that point in my life. I was forgetting a lot. But they have goal meetings with each and every athlete on the U.S. team before the season, mid-season, after season, whatever. I'm not too much into those, but I said to the coaches, I said, my goal is to win every single event this year and have the perfect season. No one's ever done it before. And they scoffed. They laughed a little bit. They go, oh, okay, all right, Al, that's a good goal. But I was sitting there straight-faced, and that's exactly what I did. I won every single event, the perfect season. And at the end of the season, one of the coaches, Mike Riddle, comes up to me. He goes, you said you were going to do it. Wow, you did it. And so that bike crash was the best thing that ever happened to me. It was the blessing in disguise, and it finally woke me up out of my slumber of thinking this miracle was just normal. It is certainly not normal. I am 10 times more grateful. I am 10 times better of a person. Just, it's really good for me. I needed that.
Yeah. I think we all need versions of that.
Yeah, it could have been not that, but yes. Anything that would have gotten that point across.
Yeah, it's so interesting. If someone they don't ski or they haven't done skiing, from your experience, what's the best way? Just, is it get an instructor and take a couple lessons first? Because you go there, I mean, like a chairlift is daunting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, what would you say to somebody who...
I would say a couple different things. I would say if you're just starting skiing and you're nervous and you're not sure about this, go in March when it's a little bit warmer. Go to a smaller resort that doesn't just have chairlifts, but also has tow ropes and T-bars and stuff like this so that you can feel more comfortable. And definitely get an instructor. Don't listen to your friends. I mean, I'm sure they have some good things to say, but they're going to be like, oh, Jimmy, come up the big run and you can do this black. And no, you can't. Skiing is not like that. It's very, very difficult. It's for children when they're learning. They're like Play-Doh and they can get it really quick. But as an adult...
And they're close to the ground.
Exactly. And they're rubber bands. But as an adult, definitely get an instructor. So those 3 things.
Yeah. Well, Alex, I'm excited to see, your this next adventure, but it certainly doesn't, for me, you have a body of work that is so incredible. I encourage people to check out your sport in general because it's magnificent.
Thank you.
And it's scary.
Yeah, certainly.
And so precise and beautiful. It's interesting. I always love when people mix kind of all these elements of lifestyle, and it's always a little bit punk rock. Yeah. They just are. And then it's balletic and, it's gymnastics, it's courageous, it's all kinds of things. So I really appreciate that. And I'm certainly, like so many people, going to be rooting for you.
Thank you.
And if I forgot something that feels important to you, that, is something that is important to you or on your heart, or an invitation that you would want to leave to people before we go, and also direct them to all the places they can find you, I just want to give you that space to do that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess all I want to say is thank you so much for having me. You are wonderful. Laird is wonderful. Your children are wonderful. This environment that I've been around today is absolutely 100% where I want to be and need to be. And I'm so grateful to be here. If you want to see anything on Alex, it's Alex Ferreira Ski on every single channel, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. And then if you want to see Hans content, it's all Hotdog Hans. And that's on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok as well. And just whenever it's darkest, reach deep. Yeah. And you will come out on top, I believe.
Yeah. And what it sounds like to me that you've done that is also a great reminder is it's hard to just hope your way out of things. Sometimes I think when we know we're feeling that pressure, or we feel unsure, it isn't the worst idea to have tenets to lean on, or things that we can tether ourselves to help us get through it. So I think you're a great reminder of that. So it's also encouraging people, in whichever way that works for them. But, it's like not just holding your breath until it passes.
Yeah, it won't pass.
No.
Ever.
It won't. All right, Alex Ferreira, thank you.
Thank you, Gabby.
Thanks, everyone.